Are you ready for Sunday school, kids?
Hello everybody, welcome again. I have a question for you. Who likes to go fishing? I enjoy fishing. I like having my rod and my line, and I like just sitting out on the water, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the peace and the quiet. Sometimes you hear loon calling, or you can see and hear the ripples on the water. Sometimes you even see a fish jump. That's pretty cool. However, I do find that if I sit there for long enough and I don't catch any fish, it can start to get a little boring.
Hi, have you caught anything?
Nope, nothing at all, I'm afraid.
Well, if you'd put your fishing pole on the other side of the boat, you'd catch a lot of fish.
Really? Do you think that makes any sense? Well, let me tell you about something that happened. It was shortly after Jesus had been crucified. Some of the disciples had decided to go fishing. Now remember, those disciples, a lot of them were professional fishermen. That's how they made their living. That's how they fed their families. And they didn't fish with a rod like I did. They had big boats with big nets, and they would cast their nets out and drag them along with their boat and hopefully catch a whole pile of fish in them. Well, this particular time, they'd gone out in the evening, and they'd fished and fished and fished. And they fished all night long, and they caught nothing. And it was getting to the point where the sun was starting to come up. It was dawn, and they were getting pretty discouraged. So they decided they'd head back to shore. And they looked out and they saw, there was a man on the beach. Looked like he had fire going and he was cooking breakfast. And as they were watching, he saw them and he called out to them.
Have you caught any fish?
No, they said, not a thing.
Throw your nets on the other side of the boat and you'll catch some.
Now, did that make any sense? Probably not, but I guess they decided, why not? We'll give it a try. So they hauled their nets up, empty nets, and tossed them over the other side of the boat. And good grief, the net was so full of fish they couldn't even pull them back onto the boat. So they headed to shore with this net full of fish. And as they got closer, one of the disciples looked at the man on the shore and he said, Peter, it's the Lord, it's Jesus. Well, Peter was so excited, he jumped out of the boat and he ran through the water up to the beach where Jesus was. The other disciples, they stayed in the boat because somebody had to bring that net full of fish up onto the shore. And they looked, and there was Jesus cooking breakfast, some grilled fish and some bread.
Bring some of the fish you've just caught. Now come and have some breakfast.
Wow, breakfast with the Lord? Breakfast with Jesus on shore? Can you imagine how amazing that must have been? What would have happened if they hadn't done what he said and cast their nets on the other side of the boat? They wouldn't have had any fish, but they would have missed out on that wonderful blessing of being able to eat breakfast on the shore with Jesus. That's the same with us. We don't want to miss out on the blessings that Jesus has for us when we do the things that he asks us to do. So we want to remember always to be not just listening with our ears, but listening with our hearts, because we know the sorts of things that Jesus is calling us to. And we don't want to miss out on any of those incredible blessings that he has for us. So let's say a little prayer. Dear Jesus, we know that you have wonderful blessings in store for each one of us. Please help us to be faithful servants, faithful disciples of you, so that we can not only share in your joy, but share in your blessings as well. Amen. Well, here we are in God's garden, and I guess you've figured it out. Today we're going to be making fish, lots of fish. Now, this fish net over here makes us think a little more about what Jesus' disciples were doing, more than that rod and reel I had upstairs. The fishermen always caught their fish in nets. So today we're going to make a fish mobile. So we're going to start off by making some fish. And this is what our little fish is going to look like. So first of all, and then we're going to hang them on the mobile here. So first of all, we're going to make this part to hang the fish on. We'll need, we'll need 2 straws and a pipe cleaner and some string or some yarn. Okay, so first of all, take your 2 big thick straws and cut off a piece of your yarn that is 5 times the length of 1 straw. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then cut. And then we're going to poke this cord through the straw. And the easiest way is to take a pipe cleaner and just twist it around the end of the string or the yarn like that, so it holds onto it, and then push it through the straw like that. So there's 1. And there's 2. And then you can unhook it like that. Now, then we need to tape these straws together. So it's a little tricky. You need to make sure that the straws are really tight to each other. And I find the easiest is get your piece of tape, then use 2 fingers to hold that straw together like that. Okay, nice and tight. Put this over the top, make sure it's sticking on there so you can then lift it up. Get the tape around it. Okay, so you've got a nice long piece of straw like that. Then you just tie your cord at the top, like that. And then you can hang it from a clothes peg or wherever you want to, like this. I'm going to use this one because it's all ready with pieces of string and paper clips hanging on the end. So that would be your next step. Just tie your pieces of string on here with a paper clip or a loop or something at the end, so you've got something to hang your fish on for your mobile. Okay? Now, to make the fish, you're going to use a pipe cleaner and a little piece of tissue paper. Lots of different colors would be great. Okay? So, you form your pipe cleaner in whatever sort of shape you would like. See, these ones are different. So let's just do it kind of like this. And then you're going to take your glue and put the glue all around on the pipe cleaner, okay? There we go, all the way around. You'll like this. This part's fun. There we go. Okay. Then you have to be careful not to get yourself all glued onto it. And then take it and sit it down on your piece of tissue paper, like that. Okay, I guess let's do the purple. I think I'll use a yellow pipe cleaner, and I'm going to give it a little mouth like that one had. Whoops, that's a bit too big a mouth for that poor little fish. Okay, and again, put the glue around. That's the way, just like that. And stick it on your piece of paper like that. Okay, I'm going to do, what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more. Ooh, this is a pretty color here. I like this one. Okay, I think I'll put it on pink, the rose over here. So, once more. And then when you've done this, while you're waiting for the glue to set, you can draw little faces on your fish. Okay, so that goes on there, like that. Okay. You can put eyes on, glue a little eye on your fish. Or you can draw your own little face on your fish. And you'll notice because the paper is very thin, if you draw anything on it goes through, so you've got it on both sides. So then what you're going to do is take your scissors, here's my fish, and you're going to cut around where the pipe cleaner is, so you've got all this excess. A little bit more. There, like that. And then you can just take your little fish, just hook it onto the paper clip like that. This one we can put on here. I'm going to wait a little bit to cut the other ones out because they're still kind of wet, so you're better off if you wait till they have a chance to dry. In the meantime, oops, I didn't decorate this guy. I better put a little eye on it. I'm going to give it a little one. You can be as creative as you want with decorating these little fish. This one needs an eye. There we go. Yeah, I have to leave those for a little bit till the glue dries before I cut them out. And then you could hang them all the way along here. And something that's good to know too, once you have hung your fish on here, you can move these things along if you want to, so that you can weight it, so that, because sometimes one is heavier than the other, so you can move these strings along once you've got all your fish on so that it stays even. Okay, so now we've got more fish we're going to make. For this one, you need to run off the pictures of fish that Marilee has sent on the internet. All kinds of different sizes, so you can pick out whatever colors, whichever size you want, and then color them. See, here's one here, and color both sides. What happens is, if you'll notice, you maybe can't see on the camera, but you can actually see the drawing of the fish behind here. So you can put this down, and you can take a crayon or a pencil, and you can draw, that isn't dark enough. You can draw the fish on the other side as well. So you can color both sides of the fish. So you want to make your fish as colorful as, use your imagination. This one's really fun because he's got lots of different places where you can, it's almost like a color by number. Lots of different places here. So you can color all of your fish, different sizes, different shapes. You can hang them on your mobile if you want, or you can hang them around your room. You can hang them everywhere. Don't forget, when the disciples brought that net in, it was so full of fish, there were just more fish than they knew what to do with. So you want to have fish everywhere. So you can do lots and lots and lots of these fish, and then you can use a hole punch that you like this, and punch a hole, and then you can hang these fish on your mobile, or, like I say, anywhere around your room, or the house for that matter. And then one last way to do your fish is, again, take a pipe cleaner. I have one started here, and use beads. And string your beads. This is going to be a really pretty fish. So once you've got your beads all the way around your fish, you can just leave a little space. Actually, you can do this. Okay, and then put beads on each end. And of course, don't forget when you're finished that you want to just tuck it up a little bit so the beads won't fall off. So you'll have a beautiful little beaded fish as well. And you could take that fish and you could hang it on your, oops, you can hang it on your mobile as well. So lots of variety, lots of different kinds of fish, just like lots of variety of people, aren't there? There's all kinds of different fish, all kinds of different people. So you can have a lot of fun with this. So I suggest that you, oh, and don't forget, there's some sparkles too. I forgot about sparkles. Let's put some sparkles on this fish. Do I have anywhere left to hang it? I do, one more. So we're going to put a little bit of sparkle on this fish and hang it up here as well. Actually, I'm going to put the sparkle on this fish because I didn't finish coloring this one. So let's put some sparkle on this fish. We'll hang this one up here in its place. Oops, where is it? Just hard to find the hole. There we go. Let go. We'll put some sparkle on this fish. There we go. There's my hook. Oop, I'm getting sparkle all over the place. Okay, so there we go. So we've got a really, really pretty mobile here with lots of different kinds of fish. So you go ahead and try each one of these types of fish because you'll find they're a lot of fun to do, okay? And just remember, we always want to do what it is we know Jesus wants us to do because there are incredible blessings just knowing that we're following Jesus and being part of his plan. So let's take a look at our song now. This is one of my favorite songs from when I was a child. I love this song. I often have it just sort of going through my head when I'm not even realizing what I'm doing. I'll go, oh, there's that story. Okay, so I think you probably know it, but I'll sing it through the first verse once, then we'll start up here again and we'll go through the second verse as well. And here's the stories of Jesus. Where's that? In the Bible, of course. Okay, are you ready? Tell me the stories of Jesus I long to hear. Things I would ask him to tell me if he were here. Scenes by the wayside, tales of the sea, stories of Jesus, tell them to me. Okay, recognize the tune? Start at the top and we'll go through the whole thing. Tell me the stories of Jesus I long to hear. Things I would ask him to tell me if he were here. Scenes by the wayside, tales of the sea, stories of Jesus, tell them to me. First let me hear how the children stood round his knee, and I shall fancy his blessing resting on me. Words full of kindness, deeds full of grace, all in the love light of Jesus' face. See you next week.